sat on a bench to change. I mean, if we didn't already know we suck in bed together, I'd totally be all over your shit. We didn't suck, exactly. Corey laughed at the memory of their one night together 5 years ago. She had only recently moved back to the area and started her position at Jackson City Memorial Hospital. She had joined the women's MMA warehouse for obvious workout reasons, and to meet people. This gym was particularly appealing because it was the only one that didn't have gang showers. She was far from a prude about her body, or anyone else's, but she drew the line at showering in full view of total strangers. Rachel, a slightly androgynous 20-something with a ruby rose look, black spiky hair, tattoos and a tongue ring out to prove herself to the world and expand her sexual horizons, latched on to Corey, 6 years her senior, like a spider monkey. After months of flirting and one night of far too many drinks, Corey relented and figured they should, at least, get it out of the way. While they both got what they needed at the time, the sex was more comical than anything, and it never came up again. Their friendship, however, was one of the best things Corey had in her life. And anyway, you're still stringing along that cool-as-ice yet smoking hot lawyer. Rachel dragged her coffeehouse t-shirt over her head. Financial advisor, she corrected. Wait, what? Stringing along? Rachel pulled on her cargo shorts. Don't pretend you don't know how into you she is. You just haven't gotten around to cutting her loose. She shook her head. That's not, oh yeah. Rachel eyed her. When's the last time you took her out? Have you ever even introduced her as your girlfriend? I can't even remember her name. That's how often you talk about her. Anna, Corey mumbled. Anna gave her a key to my place. Oh, shit. Rachel pulled on her battered chucks and grabbed her canvas messenger bag out of her locker. I'm late and hippy-dippy yuppie extra skinny blah-blah lattes won't make themselves. Rachel pretended to resent her silly barista job, but Corey was one of the very few people who knew Rachel had dropped out of her first year of university and purchased the failing downtown coffee shop, using tuition money and a small business loan. She was smart and savvy, and within a few years, had turned it into the very successful shop it was today, with great food and drinks, open mic nights, poetry slams, and an occasional women-only speed dating night. Corey glanced at the clock. It was after 8, and she needed to get moving, too. Don't let the hipsters get you down, Rach, she called as Rachel raced out the door. Oh, and thanks for the ass-kicking. Anytime. She laughed and pressed the melting bag of ice to her eye, her smile faltering with Rachel's words about her half-assed relationship of 6 months, still ringing in her ear. Corey's vintage blue and white Ford F-100 rumbled into the lower-level parking lot of the hospital. She often wondered what people would say if they knew the morgue and food services shared the same loading dock. She more or less kept regular hours, but she was autonomous, didn't punch a time card, and her patients were never an emergency. As long as she didn't have a meeting, she considered her start time anywhere between 8 and 9 in the morning. She shouldered her way through the door, adorned with the Latin phrase, mortui vivos docent, the dead teach the living. The small morgue contained a desk, computer, phone, and file cabinet. She headed past the silver walk-in cooler and into the main autopsy suite, where she heard the stainless steel being banged around. Jesus, there you are. Cinnamon James, her sort of and sometimes lab assistant by day and forensic anthropology PhD student all other times, eyed her up and down, impatiently. Is that what you're going to wear? And what the hell happened to your face? She looked down at her usual faded jeans and even more faded beard t-shirt. Yes, Mom, this is what I always wear. She frowned back at the petite younger woman, noticing she was pulled together nicely in khaki dress pants and a light blue button-down blouse that made her look marginally older than her 24 years. Sin looked like the blonde, doe-eyed cheerleader next door, and was constantly dismissed and underestimated as a result. Her name didn't do her any favors either. She was, in fact, whip-smart, highly educated, and just had yet another paper published in Forensic Science Quarterly, which had generated invitations